works perfect.
Yeah, give me a trick because it took a clapper to the side of the chassis and it bent, so the middle one doesn't like spin.
Get a puck, put it in, hammer it in, and it'll spread the chassis out. That's what I do. Like I take an IDS puck and I hammer it in and it pops it out. Or like a Stilly would even work.
Damn. All right, well, I'm gonna have to do that when I get to the rink today. All right, boys and girls, welcome back to the RDN Roller Show. As you know, our RDN equipment manager, Anth Merrigan on the East
Right.
Coast, getting his league set up.
Yeah.
Talk to us, Ant. How's everything going on the East Coast? How's everything going there in at NERC? Give us the
Well,
lowdown. Give us the lowdown. Talk to
I
us.
think everyone saw my crash out because we reposted it on RDN a couple of weeks ago. So I don't think we've talked since then to the public. So yeah, I had a bit of a crash out with a goalie drama and goalie crisis here at NERC, and it didn't stop. We had an all out brawl a few weeks ago where a goalie came into the pile, missed his target, and hit a ref. So like it's just been pandemonium in Philadelphia. I think because everyone's been snowed. We've had so much snow. I think everyone's just losing their marbles. And unfortunately, I feel like the penalties just go up at this time of year because now we're starting to get some warm weather. But everyone's just been, stuck in their house and, angry with their lives and taking it out on the rink, unfortunately. So I feel like I'm in your neck of the woods with the, with your rink at this point, just drama filled stuff going on, So,
Hey, don't put a bad name here on Texas Roller. Texas Roller is here to grow, and I think everybody can agree we're on the come up, and I think we're probably the most talked about state in the United States for roller.
it used
So
to be California and New
Texas
York.
Roller, baby.
Texas Roller making a little bit of a push
Dude,
here.
so I was at Winter Wars West. Shout out to State Wars. Shout out to Tim and Greg. I got to be over at the Irvine rink most of the time with Timmy, because I was playing, and Greg and Mitch were handling the kiddos over at Corona. But it is funny. I think I got a lot about over a handful of people coming up to me asking about Texas roll just different things. And I forgot his name, who mentioned it, but somebody called me out on my map of the Texas drawing. Some guys goes, of course he doesn't know where that is. Have you seen his map of Texas? I
Well,
was
you
like,
still have it on the whiteboard. Have you ever erased it off that
yeah,
whiteboard?
remember I have a shirt of it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the guy made you a
yeah,
shirt, right?
Brandon Penn. Yeah, he
Yeah.
sent it out to me. So no, well, I guess we can just start it off from Winter Wars West.
Yes, sir.
Getting into some roller. Let's get into some roller talk. It's been a while. I know we talked a little bit about Narch, Winter Nationals that really started it off. Next, now we got Winter Wars West that just happened. Pi finals are set as well too. Mile High Mania by State Wars is coming up. There's quite a bit of different tournaments coming up. I know there's a tournament in is it Irvine or Corona for Narch regional as well too.
Yeah,
Um,
Corona, it's this weekend, I believe. What's today? I don't even know today. It might be next weekend, actually. So, yeah. So, there's that coming up. We have Winter Wars East, like adult and youth. They split it up in 2 weekends. That's coming up in basically like a month and then a month and a half. So, yeah, so we got a lot of hot going on. So, it's always good that the season picks back up. We have something to talk about.
yeah,
And
so let's get into some Winter Wars West then. One thing that jumped out is I think we saw at Arch Pro Internationals was Zayden Olam, the 18U stud for OC Blades. I mean, it didn't stop there, to be honest with you. 18U OC Blades took platinum, or I guess you could say AAA or AA, whatever it was, but they won the top division. That team is stacked too. For those, they play very well together, and I shouldn't say they're stacked because they're all from SoCal,
right.
but they play very good together. They play a great system, and when you got a goalie like Zayden behind you, like good luck, right?
Yeah, he is nasty.
Um, and a lot of those handful of those kids played in the on the pro team as well too. Yeah, Tyler Sheetland on that team as well. So that OC Blades team, they ended up beating Palma. It wasn't Palma's full team. Obviously you're missing Junior, Travis. You're missing. There's like 8 of them, I would say, right? A lot of the Silver Knights guys played up on that team, but Zayden Nolan stood on his head. I believe they won 3-1 in the championship,
Four
and
two,
just
yeah, 4-2.
4-2.
Close. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was close 4-2. So I mean, good game, and Palma got out, and they what's it called? OC Blade scored first. The guy from Colorado, right? Andrew DiCarlo opened up the scoring.
Yeah, Andrew DiCarlo, and then you also had Greg Hughes. You know that Hughes is one player, dude. He's just so underrated. Like he's a guy that you do have to have your eyes on him because if he gets a puck in the slot, he's gonna put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, he's got
And
to.
I mean, you see it when he went into the Pan Am games in Mexico with for USA, and you see him always now with the OC Blades, and he played with the Raiders. But dude, he's nasty, and he's a great guy off the rink too.
The infamous winter nationals when I was trying to find you. That's when I first noticed Greg, and I was like asking. I think it was Clay Taylor. I was like, "Yeah, who's this dude? Like he's nasty because his hands have always been really good, and he didn't really get a shot to play pro. And I think OC Blades, he's just taking advantage of his opportunity to kind of play on the pro scene. And then he had a great run last year with Ringster at Palmer Pro when they did the play-in and they were in the championship. He had a great run. I was talking to him at Winter Nats. He was still like, damn, I still can't believe we lost that game, sort of thing. But yeah, he's definitely a guy that we've talked about as just like a good advocate of the sport, and he's getting some shine with his goal scoring abilities too. So
Absolutely, and a kid like I was talking to Zayden Nolan before the game too, and it's just cool to see a different mindset for a younger kid that gets that opportunity to play in pro and how serious they took it. And man, I mean, talk for 5 minutes just how, he wanted his revenge on Palma and whatnot, but it's cool to see these kids like get hyped up for these games, and these are big games for them, and then they shine too. So it's a good it's a good thing to see that the sport is in good hands, especially when it comes to goaltending. Like, man, that's a Troy Redmond protege. I mean, it's like just watching Troy Redmond, a younger version. He's just so
100%.
dialed.
And I think we talked about him like if I think we talked about him with Reds like when we interviewed him
Yeah.
he mentioned him so and then when I got to see him at Winter Nationals, now keep in mind when I did the play-by-play I was at on the beach in Newport all day, but so I forgot his name until like halfway through, but I was just like he was making save after save of that Winter Nats, and obviously I didn't see the game at Winter Wars, but he's positionally good. He's athletic. He's a big kid for his age. Like he's 18. Like he's a monster. So like you said, it's good that they're this next generation starting to work their way into the pro division, which is good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you had the women's division, which was you didn't have the full ringster team, and it was more of like you could call dangle is what they were called, with Laura and Allie, and they ended up winning that division as well too. They also Laura and Allie, Team USA women's, and also playing for the that dangle team. They won Senior A men's, and I got to talk about the Senior A men's because I was in that, and this was an unbelievable. This was a big, I think it was about 16, 17 team bracket that
Okay.
split into A and B play with the lot dogs. But I believe we got 6 or 7 and they got 8. They ended up winning Saturday night, knocking off the top seed. And
Wow.
then we knocked off the third seed, being the sixth seed. So the two bottom seeds kind of moved up, right? We
Right.
lost in was it not double OT? I think just yeah, no, it was regular OT in the semifinals versus Zin and Hims, which
And
the
him.
Vegas boys. They
Yeah,
got nice jerseys
the
too.
jerseys are sick.
Yeah.
I love those jerseys.
But I love the boys. But they do like we played them in the round robin, dude. They do love the tussle. They always love to get into it too, you know. They got into it with
Oh,
the at our tournament at Mile High Showdown as Camograph. It's
yeah.
but they're great guys on and off the ring. Devin Cheerios on that team, Steven Scamora, the Abrahams. They're good guys. And they ended up beating us and going to the championship to play the AZ Impact. And yeah, I mean the AZ Impact. Some of the Mar brothers were on that team, and then you had Laura and Ali on that team too, and they ended up winning the championship in Senior A, which was a pretty cool division because they were eighth seed and took it all the way to the ship.
And they had Jolie as their goalie, correct?
Jolie as well too, yeah, as a yeah.
I
Jolie
think
is she, dude,
that's a huge dude.
she's good.
Yeah, she is. She's
She's
huge.
good.
Like, she's huge for that Ringster team, and like fact that like they hopped in Senior A and like you said, is an eighth seed. That's cool to see just in general, regardless of who's on the team. But an eighth seed go in and win.
Yeah,
That just shows you how competitive Senior A is. Like Senior A, B, and and at State Wars, like at Summer Nationals, like that division's like breaks down into four separate brackets, right?
dude,
So
it's
like
like 40, 50 teams,
yeah,
and
like watching Greg do that's like Charlie Kelly and Always Sunny
dude,
with the Serpent, like trying to figure out with all the strings and stuff. But Yeah, that's I mean, that's awesome that they and she played good 2-7 goals against. Like, come
Yeah.
on. That's unreal.
I mean, one thing, huge shout out to those three girls and all the women's is they were coaching their girls team as well too, their ringster team. They're playing on two different teams, in and out of the ring, coaching, and it's good to see in the sport. Especially I know Allie and Laura are always doing that, and Jolie was there with them as well too. But it shows for the younger generation, how much these girls do care about, these women care about the sport.
And they have we'd be remiss if we didn't say this because we're kind of mentioning a bunch of the tournaments coming up. They have their draft tournament.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, absolutely. The women's draft tournament.
yeah, so that's grown. I remember when they started it. I don't know how many years ago it was, but it started out smaller, four teams, I think, and now it's grown. And last year, they had double the amount of teams, and now they have four divisions everywhere from girls 9U, 13U, women's, and then women's beginner, which is
It's
very
huge.
cool. Because women's beginner is really cool because I bet you a lot of the girls getting in the role are probably are a little bit intimidated when you see these Ringster teams and Palma teams that are like these really good teams. Black Ice is on the come up right now. So it's nice that you have a division catered towards, I would consider it rec, like a rec division, right? So it's going to definitely pique some interest and get some more of these girls involved in hockey. And like you said, Allie and Laura are definitely kind of the ringleaders on introducing more girls to roller. So that's another big tournament that's coming up. I think I was talking with Laura about that. Make sure we get some coverage on that weekend because that's a really cool event at Irvine in May. I mean, it's got to be beautiful time of year to be playing that tournament.
Absolutely. They do an unbelievable job at growing the sport for the women's division, and with all their different teams too, different age groups and stuff. They're great advocates.
Absolutely.
Um, Moving on to, I guess you could say now, PIHA. PIHA finals are set. You have the pro finals are set, 7 game series. Suffolk Sting not going for the first time in 156 years, and I don't even think they were in the like championship. I don't think they went, right? It was
They lost to, I believe they lost to Inferno in the semis.
okay.
And then Inferno, who, so since we'll do it this way, so the Chaos because of the West Coast. I know the Inferno because the East Coast thing, like the
Yeah, I mean,
Inferno.
Chaos are really from wherever. You
Yeah,
got people
they're
from Ohio, you
Render
got people from
Nation.
Florida, Texas. They
Yeah,
pick
these
up Kevin
other.
Dwyer that was on our bench, and then I don't even know what happened there, but now I guess he's on another team.
He's on their team. He's their goalie. Like that team, I was like looking at the picture, right? And I don't know if things changed because we didn't play Pi Hao this year, but I thought there was always like kind of a salary cap thing. So I'm not sure like if that changed this year, but even looking at both teams, like even with the Inferno, they have a lot of guys who play on the pro scene or have played on the pro scene. So they're more of a mix of like Black Ice 2.0 and chemistry.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 players on their team. But no, I mean,
Oh, you're looking at the yeah, I was looking at the picture. I was like, whoa, where are you getting all these numbers from? But yeah, it was I mean, I'll be honest, I busted Flynn's balls a little bit about that because it's just one of those things where, sometimes you see with these and it is a men's league, right? Like at the end of the day, the rules get bent a little bit. So I busted his balls about it a little bit, but it should be, I mean, the Inferno, man, they play every game tight. Like they don't
they're
really ever.
good too. They
Yeah,
play a good system.
yeah, they never get blown out. Exactly to your point. You hit the nail on the head. Like they never get blown out. They're always tight in games. Like when we played them, it was like a 2-1 game, 3-2, 1. Like we played them to a 1-0 playoff game, I think 2 years ago when we beat them in the semis. So like they definitely just keep it tight every game. They had Chinny in net, which is a nice pickup for them. Now they always had Joel Eisenhower, who's an unreal goalie as well. But picking up Chinny was huge. And then the other person I saw in the picture who I didn't realize was playing is Jared Gerger. So that's
Yeah,
a
I
good
saw that as well too.
yeah, so that's a good pickup for them because one of their biggest knocks, and I think they would all agree with this. Like I talked to Tyler Davis about this, they would show up with like six guys every game. You know what I mean? And like be struggling just to like keep their energy up because they never had enough guys. But finally seeing they had like a full team, And you had Mackerger in there, Litsko. So they have a solid team. So and Chinny is just nice to have in net because the guy just wins. Like no matter where he is, he just wins hockey games. So um yes, and then the West Coast was what this weekend, right? So that
Yeah, West Coast. It was 1 versus 4. We lost to Chaos in two, or Dogs lost. Denver Demon Dogs lost to Chaos in 2 games, and then the Thunder ended up beating the Outcast in OT for that game 3, and they played the Chaos in a 3-game series. Chaos won the first game, and then Thunder won the second game. The
did
Thunder really sat back in a box, played that box style,
and just
and
did it
then
well.
yeah, and then third game they just took over. I mean that you know I guess no, we're not like bashing on the Chaos, They have a great team. Unbelievable team. They
Yeah,
got Novak, they got Kraft, they got Greenbergs, Peyton Valdez. I mean, um I will hate on Dwyer just because that's a scumbag move to leave in the middle of the season when you were on our bench and you were a dog for 3, 4 years, but we can get in that later. I think that was kind of a pretty crazy wild move to add a goalie that you know is on a different team to your stacked roster with Chavo, Greenbergs, like Marker, Okada. I mean, I can keep going on, right? But, is what it is. Thought somebody was a dog, but you learn a lot about people. So is what it is. Uh,
and it's just one of those things where, like, again, the rules are like a little bit bent because I showed up to Pittsburgh 2 years ago. We only had 5 guys. We called up a guy from our semi-pro team, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, he can't play. So the dude drove 5 hours and had to sit there and watch us play. And all the other teams are like, dude, just let him play. Like, they need another guy. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, like, if you're gonna have rules, then stick to the rules, right? At the end of the day, but.
is what it is. You learn a lot about people, bro. Is what it is, dog.
But yeah, I mean, it should still make for a good final. I mean, credit where credit's due with Piha. They always do a good job at the finals.
The great facility,
Yeah,
unbelievable
that facility,
facility.
it looks unreal. I'm kind of like mad I've never gotten out there. Because
It's so
they don't
nice.
do roller hockey like throughout the whole year, right? Don't they just kind of
They
like
do.
okay,
During the summer, there's a couple of they do a lot of rink hockey there too.
right. So they do the wood underneath, right?
Yeah, so they do a lot of rink hockey for about a couple of months during the summer, but it is predominantly, a lot of those games are pie hard played down there. So,
No,
but
it's funny. That one rink. I don't know if you've seen this. That rink hockey clip that's gone viral, where number 29,
yeah,
both our numbers. The guy's doing that spin move and like nice
so
little. Dude,
nasty,
that was nasty. So
so
I
dirty.
watched rink hockey at a couple of the World Game events. It's actually kind of sick. It's just crazy how the goalies play goalie in it. Like I don't know why they wouldn't play just like a normal hockey goalie plays. Like they're always on their knees, like kind of laying out. I don't know, but yeah, that goal was sick from that rink hockey. So, um, and then in like the Pi Ha semi pros, you got 6 teams in semi pro, and then in minor you have 8. So we've talked about this extensively. Like the minor and semi pro division are really like the entire league for Pi Ha, right? They're like the lifeblood of that league. So you can see how many more teams are coming out there. Um, you know, from the East and West. Like there's just so many more teams in those divisions. So.
No, yeah, absolutely. And then I'm gonna share my. Can you see my screen right here?
Yeah, I can.
All right. So, yeah, so you got the New Jersey Assault, Mile High Blizzard, Raleigh Mops, Long Island Snipers, Arvada Fire, and then Marple Gladiators. Semi-pro division's always, that's gonna be a tight division. Blizzard are good, Fire are good. Those are the teams I've seen from here, so that's all I can really talk about. But I know the Mops are always nasty. They got Alex Robinson on their team.
Yeah.
Worked with him there at State Wars. And then you also have in minor, you got the 8 division winners, which it's pretty sick to see because you got teams from all over. You got down
Oh, yeah.
in Florida, you got North Carolina with the Asheville Aces. Obviously, the Mile High Tugboats might be the best name there, you could say.
And those dudes were awesome at the Mile High Showdown too. They were cool dudes,
Great
and
guys.
they got like a. I feel like they got a lot better too. I remember like at the
Well, two of those players play with the dogs now.
gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because I remember them being like kind of a team that had like 2 or 3 guys that really stood out, And when our team from in Philly, when they came out and played them, they were like asking me about them. I was like, yo, they're actually they play a really good system. They're gonna be hard to play against. And they played our Deuces team from Philly, who kind of wiped up the East. They played them really tight. I think it was not last year. It might have been last year or the year before, whatever it was. But yeah, those guys are beauties. I still love the Jugaloons, the Dunkaroos logo. I still love that logo.
You know, have you seen the Dirty Dogs jerseys, the pinstripes?
The yeah, we were looking at them. I think we went through that like we were looking at those a couple pods ago. But yeah, that's they're nasty too. Anything baby blue color wise, I love. Like even the Jersey Assault, like that logo's sick with the Jets logo. So yeah, that's gonna be a battle. I mean, that's gonna be crazy. They have 16 teams out there and
Those
playing
are
all
nasty.
yeah, baby blue and maroon. I mean, you're talking like that's our OG Liberty colors. Like baby blue maroon is just unreal. Those I like the darks. They're sick. Um, so we actually tried doing that like a few years ago with our Liberty jerseys, and Verbero just jacked them up, and like they weren't maroon at all. They were just straight red. But like it's almost a Philadelphia. It's like a Phillies colors, right? So the OG Phillies colors, which obviously I'm gonna love. But yeah, those jerseys are nasty. They might be the cleanest jerseys out there right now.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, so it should be a great final. Tons of action. I mean, in the semi-pro, you have teams that probably could even play pro in there. So like I know like here Marple, they got Wakefield, they got Dolan, they have this kid Justin Patton from our area. Like they're a good team. Like
Dolan's on what team?
Glads. But yeah, he's on the Glads because we didn't do a team because the semi pro is more weekends too. So like in pro, there's only I think there was like 4 weekends. If you miss like one of those 4 weekends, it's like why are we even playing? So he wound up playing with the Glads because they just have more weekends where if you miss one or two, it doesn't really kill your season, right? It's not like it doesn't kill you financially. Like, oh, I paid all this money and I'm missing half the season because I missed one weekend. So. I think that needs to be figured out, honestly, but that's for a whole nother discussion.
Well, let's
So,
get into it. I got a hot topic for today.
oh, all right, hot
Let's get
topic.
it. Let's get it. Another news in the world is a new roller hockey pro series has joined the scene this summer. The
Yeah,
XRHL coming live to you from Toledo, Ohio, presented by Adam Steo. And what do you think about this? I know we saw this. I saw it online. This is the thing where I have a problem with it is it's exactly how it was presented about the NRHL and it never even got off the ground.
right.
Roller
Yeah,
hockey is such a small community already. You can't throw big aspirations and then not deliver because it's going to continue to get hated on and be treated as that because what you're doing. There's not Palma Pro, Narch, Tours. That is phenomenal. And people, they're I think he's like that's the pinnacle right now, right? Do we wish there was a pro series and a pro league? Absolutely. Is it feasible in today's days and age? Not really.
yeah. It's gonna be it's. I kind of think the same thing because with the NRHL when it first came out and you had all these players being drafted. And obviously, like we want the best for the sport. Like if this kicks off, it's great for the sport, right? And that's the big thing. It's an if. And I was always wondering, like, if the NRHL kicked or if the NRHL kicked off, would it still even be around today? But now you have this new league coming in. We talked to Adam about it, and kind of the idea. And the idea is awesome. It kind of reminds me of kind of like how Pro Beach hockey was, like on separate weekends where you're playing these mini tournaments and things like that. Um, I think the biggest challenge is just the arena stuff, right? Like being able to find arenas to host this in. So, oh, you're gonna pull it up here. I love this, dude. Look at the technology we're driving here at RDN as Rob shares his screen. NCRHA puck, not a big deal.
Look at the alkali skate they're doing. What
Those
is this?
those alkali skates look like
What
they
is this? Like,
they're
what are we
not UV.
doing?
Those are not UV stable. Look at the discoloration on those
Yo,
things.
these skates are 10 years old and this is what we're showing. Like, this is the problem with promoting a pro roller series and we're having this. Why are we posting this skate? It looks like we're at a substitute teacher just rolled in a cart for the day and was like,
That's
"Hey, we're
exactly
gonna
what
watch
it
the
looks
Palma
like.
Pro Invitational." It
That's
looks like
exactly.
Ant Merrigan is the new substitute teacher at the local Philadelphia High, and he's
You do
showing his
not
game
want to.
highlights.
You do. Hey, listen, plenty of
Ah,
them going around now. Look, of course, you're gonna have Hawkins there being the leading scorer for Toledo, as he's been for the past few years. My question is gonna be like, okay, if it's gonna be based out of Toledo, what rinks are they playing at? Michigan's not far from there, so they have some availability there. So it's just gonna be interesting to see, if it can get off the ground and who's gonna play in this, right? Because it's a big commitment, to play in leagues like this, and especially after the tournament series, like you're already committing a bunch of weekends to these tournaments, which I assume a lot of these tournaments have commitment from teams already, right? Tour, state, where I know like Tim, he's already sending out emails about summer, right? Like in last month, like in February. So it's like, where's the commitment coming from? And that's going to be the biggest thing. Like the aspirations and goals and dream of it working are all great, but is it gonna happen? And that's what we're all gonna have to wait for. And yeah, I mean, like, it'd be awesome to have a league that guys are getting paid to play and guaranteed money. It's not just prize money, but let's see what happens.
yeah, no, I agree. Like, I'm all here for it. I hope it succeeds. I think we all hope it succeeds. But you have to look at the reality of it, right? And are they gonna sell out stadiums? Like, if it's in
Yeah.
Toledo, Ohio for 5 weeks, who's moving to Toledo, Ohio for 5 weeks to play? Is it only going to be the players that are basically playing in that ECHL? And if it is, then, that's great, but it's not the elite of the elite. And I don't know. I think it could work. It'd be awesome if it worked, but I think it works better in a pro tournament series setting, you know? Um, but we'll see. Hopefully it does. Good luck. You just can't promote it with an alkali boot that like they don't make that skate anymore.
Those wheels look like they were skating in a parking lot for
Yeah.
like playing beach hockey for months. But yeah, and again, maybe it's an opportunity for them to give us some more information and release more information about it, right? So, I think we all want to see the sport go in the right direction. Um, it's not like we're trying to like talk down on it. It's just like it's a big question mark still. Like if you're gonna do something, just do it with. I'm always if you're gonna do something, do it to the extreme. Little play on words with the league, but do it to the extreme, and then put all your eggs into that basket, right? So, like you look at, when we did
So
the
let me ask you a question, Ant. How
uh,
much?
uh, uh,
So let's just say you're, Ant Merrigan. I'm
oh
coming
boy,
to you,
okay,
and I'm the owner of one of these teams because you're gonna have about like 5 or 6 teams, maybe four. I don't know what how it is. So you need to get at least 40 to 60 guys at least, right?
yep.
So Merrigan, I need you to come play for me. How much is it going to be willing for you to move to Ohio for 5 weeks? For you to basically either commit to traveling, quitting your job, coming here for the weekends. Like, I need you here to grow this sport.
Yeah, I mean, like, uh, more than I would make, like, in my normal job, right? Not to like.
Yeah. So you're probably going to need at least like what, like 5,000 a month, 4,000 a
Yeah,
month.
like exactly. So that's the thing. Like if it's gonna be on weekends and you're just traveling there and you're playing, okay, then you're kind of like you're pigeonholing yourself to just people surrounding that area who can commute there, right?
Yeah.
And if you're living there full time practicing during the week, like you can't live off a federal hockey league salary, right? Like, and the Fed, like is drawing more people in where they're like profitable businesses, right? Those organizations are profitable, but like again, ice hockey is so
Profitable.
much bigger. Yeah, it's so much bigger. So like I just wouldn't be able to do it. Like think about like a lot of the top level guys now are getting older, right? You look at guys that have kids, like you look at, guys that have full-time jobs outside of hockey or they're working in hockey and at that time of year, like you're starting to ramp up your ice hockey season, right? You're doing practices, ID skates, and all this stuff. So it's just hard to get away from the things that are paying the bills, right? And we could even say that honestly with what we do here in Roller Dad, like we both have full time jobs. Like you're basically running Tesla El Paso. Like, if it wasn't for you, that place would be shut down by now. Like, the amount of times I've called you and we're like having this like deep conversation about roller, and you're like, I gotta run, like, and you gotta go put out a fire. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do
Tesla El Paso, baby.
that. That place is Wild Wild West, literally. But it's just hard to step away from the things that like are, allowing you to play in State Wars tournaments or Narch tournaments, right? These things that are giving you the money to do those types of things. And like, I get a painting and power wash job, like, and that I can't leave that. Like,
Yeah.
like that
And
is my
that's
bread and
and that's
butter.
what I'm like trying to like, see like how do you make it happen? Yeah, like I think Pi is a good model. If there's a little more money in there, then yeah, that's like what people that's how it can succeed, right? But I hope this does. It's just with 21 dates starting in July 10th and running through August 15th. Um, it's just a big commitment for a lot of people to make, and hopefully people can, and hopefully it succeeds, and hopefully we're wrong, and we're like, man, we're completely wrong on this,
I
right?
would love to be. Like,
Um,
at the end of the day.
but those dates are pretty much you're going to see Palma Pro during that time, you're going to see Narch Pro during that time, and possibly tours. They're a little earlier, but big tournaments, so hard to see who's going to go where. Last thing before we go, I'm a La Beta guy.
You
Just
put them
kidding.
on
I'm not
there.
official La Beta guy, but I do
You're gonna
have to
try them
say,
out. You're gonna go for a rip. You're gonna try
yeah, I'm
them
gonna
out.
go for a rip. A huge shout out to Rob from Rob Tournament from La Beta, testing out the whips. They're nasty. They look great. They were honestly the spacers were way easier to put in than I thought they were. Super easy. Once you do one skate, you're in, right? One thing I do have to say, it's always nice to see when I was at Winter Wars West. It's always nice to see Darren and Tim sharing a cheesecake together.
Oh yeah,
I had the privilege,
you gotta tell
it's
the story.
yeah, so Darren Goodwin, obviously, Narch owner, Narch boss.
Boss man.
Him and Tim were playing on the snipers together for I think it was 45 plus at Winter Wars West, and we went out to dinner and had some drinks and a couple of nights together, and it's always cool just to be a fly on the wall and those kind of things, just to see and just how much respect there is in the sport towards each other. It's just a cool thing to see, and like makes me love the sport even more, right? Because how passionate these guys are, man, dude, these guys are more passionate about their 45 plus team passing and just their plays. I love sitting there and listening to it because I'm like, dude, I get it. Like I totally get it. But they're acting like it's pro. And that's where I love it even more, right? And then you get out there and you're watching them and stuff, and you're like, man, these guys, they have so much passion for it in the sport as well. Where you see both sides of it. You see the business and you see the fun and games and where they truly love it, and they're just like us, having some beers after games till 2 in the morning, talking about their passes and their game and stuff. And you got to appreciate that. So, and at the end of the night, you got to appreciate the cheesecake that they share too. So, I just got to give a huge shout out to those two because it is awesome to see how much work and passion they do put into the sport. Whether it's growing it with their tournaments, but also playing in it as well too. It's just cool to see.
Yeah, and those. So one of the like to that point, one of the best parts about roller is the people, right? We always talk about like those dinners that you go to, the drinks that you have after games, or at the beer garden, like like Narch finals and stuff. Like those are the
A
moments,
beer
right?
garden's nice, dude.
Yeah, the beer garden's awesome. So like it's always good to like kind of think about that stuff too, is like you're the community, right? It always goes back to the community, and that's what we're kind of referencing here is that like
Absolutely.
the community is so sick. Like we talked to the two goalies in the last pod about the community, and that's why
Daniel and Josh.
yeah, that's why they got so interested in roller hockey because they hadn't played in a while. Then they show up to a tournament and they're like, "Oh, damn, this community is really cool. It's really strong. Like everyone's hanging around the rink, just watching games." Like we talked about it before. Like in ice hockey, a lot of people don't hang around the rink. They go back to the hotel and like they just show up for their games. So the one cool thing about roller is that like a lot of people do just hang around and like just want to be around the rink. And when you're at great places like Irvine with the weather being nice and everything, it makes it easy. So. Yeah, it's like you're saying, it's cool to see the people giving back still actively in it too, like still playing in it. So
Yeah, and really just like they care just as much as about the product of the sport, but also playing. Like it's different when it's a business for people in different tournaments. Not maybe it's just more of a business. Yes, it's a business, but also like they see the passion that people have for it, and they see that as well too. So, as many people might not see that, right? And they think, oh, that's just they're just tournament director owners. Like the other
Yeah,
side of it is like something you'll never see of like how much they truly care about it. So
yeah, for
it's
sure.
a cool different side to see about the whole thing.
Yep. I mean, hockey is probably one of the reasons that I am like who I am and you are who you are because of the people you've met and how you've learned from coaches, tournament directors, friends, teammates, the whole nine. And hockey's like really, I think, blowing up right now. I think it's becoming like way bigger and way faster than anyone could have imagined. And
I
that
mean, you look at like, for example, you look at what happened at, whether, Team USA, both men's and women's team winning it, and really the women's team setting it off. And that women's team, shout out to Joy Dunn and Kayla Barnes, absolute studs,
just
like
walk through
unbelievable.
the division, dude. They just
Walked through
walk
to the
through.
division.
It's crazy.
And then you have the men's side, right? Jack Hughes was rocking Bauer's skates in the street during COVID, and he scores the game winner, right? I think Roller taught him that. I mean, I don't really know what else would have taught him to score, but like that was Roller, and that's just
Shoot
pure
five,
Roller.
Chad. Shoot a little five
Yeah.
hole.
But
Yeah, and
it hockey's in a good spot and we love to see it growing, but really it's the community that keeps it growing and the more not inclusive or I guess just more not exclusive, right? Get more people involved. More people involved and whether it's at your local rink hopping in to do if somebody needs a ref, somebody needs a scorekeeper, if somebody needs be like, hey, lessons, like do your part. Everyone has a part to grow this sport. And even if it's just like being like, sure, I can ref that game, goes a long
yeah,
way.
yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, I know, obviously with you kind of running a league now, you're gonna be seeing a lot of that and you're gonna be helping out a lot, which is good. So it's in the right hands. But yeah, it's just in general, like we just love roller so much and we just want to see it go in the right direction and the right things happening in the sport. So again, like with the XRHL, like hopefully it does kick off so it can grow the sport and oh man, you're really spinning that thing fast.
Get it? Yeah. And I'm gonna leave it on this, okay? Leaving it on this. There is some big news. The tour score or the Texas Scorpions. We always mess that name up. They added Eton Chavera and Joaquin Chavera to their team.
Right.
Um, they got another big announcement. I'm not gonna announce it, but they will announce it soon. And I can just tell you. They will be very competitive than what people always think. Maybe another team's joining, maybe a new sponsorship, maybe it's a collab of two teams, but I can tell you they will be willing. So we'll catch you guys on the next one.